nobody want kids? Why am I the only one out here having kids? I'm 3 kids deep now because that's what I thought we were all doing, and here I am, party of one. My siblings, they don't want kids. Most people I encounter my age, they don't have kids. My friends don't have kids. Nobody has kids. Why aren't we having kids? Seriously, let me know what I missed on why we aren't having kids, because it's too late for me now, but I'm still curious.
I was listening to the radio and it was a guy that was talking about he wanted to sue his wife or sue somebody because she didn't have a baby for him or something like that, right? So everybody don't think babies are blessings, right? And I know somebody's going to probably say something in my comments. I'm not saying babies are a bad thing. I'm just saying somebody who has 2 kids, like, unless you're somebody who struggled with having kids, it doesn't always feel like it's a blessing to bear a child. Like, sometimes, especially people who are familiar with struggle, it's a burden. So to pressure somebody to have a kid just because you want them to have a kid does not mean that y'all are going to have a great life, or, you know, that person look at it as a blessing. Some people just don't have that maternal thing, and some people are just smart enough to know that I can only handle 1 child or 2 children or no children at all. Like, just like you shouldn't condemn people that sit there and have multiple kids, you can't condemn a person who feels like children are not the end all to be all. Like, I just got married, baby. I draw the line there. When people ask me and my husband when we're having kids, we're not. I know the type of lifestyle and the type of life that I deserve, and having more kids is not going to get me there, honey. I'm sorry.
This is every single reason your friends who don't want to have kids, and this isn't what you think it's going to be. This is every single reason why your friends who don't want to have kids, but don't actually want to tell you. It's not like the freedom, blah, blah, blah. We already know about all that. Here are things that your friends don't want to tell you about why they don't want to have kids, because it's just too much, and literally you guys actually don't want to know the answer. First and foremost, they genetically don't want to pass on their genes. They might have a lot of mental, emotional turmoil that they go through, and they're like, you think I'm going to spawn another kid that has to deal with what I have to deal with mentally? No, ma'am, I'm not going to put another kid through that. Secondly, maybe their parents really screwed them up, and not the kind of parents that are like really psychos, but their parents are generally good people who just inadvertently truly screwed their kids up. And so they go, well, my parents are a good person, I'm a good person, they actually tried their hardest to not screw me up, but they did irreparable damage mentally to me. So who's to say I wouldn't do that to my same kid, because I'm just not self-aware enough to know how I'm going to damage them. Some of your friends might have very high functioning depression that you don't even know about, and they're like, it takes me every ounce of every part of me to exist in this world. I cannot and will not be responsible for making sure a child is loved, does things outdoors, has friends, because I mentally am barely personally surviving. I cannot and will not ruin a child's life. If you're a people pleaser, you might say, I take so much of my energy to constantly make sure everyone else is like, okay. And I feel like my tank is empty for even myself. So if I birth another people pleaser, I already know in their adult life how hard that's going to be on them. And I don't want to create that kind of atmosphere for another person. You might also want to consider that if anyone in their family has addiction issues or has family members that have like severe medical conditions, they might say, no way, unless you can guarantee me I will not have to watch someone suffer with addiction, with a medical issue, blah, blah, blah. They might not want to have kids because they know they see someone in their life trying their absolute hardest to beat something, and they cannot beat it. And they cannot guarantee that their child would not have the same issue. People whose families have passed away, family members have passed away, they might go, no, done, checked out. My sister died, my brother died, my mom died. I am not going to open myself up emotionally to someone else that way again. I cannot love someone that much and have them pass away. I will not be able to handle it in my heart and in my soul. People that are very self-aware, that know that they have a hard time emotionally consolidating things, or have a very short temper. And maybe they grew up in a household with very short temper, and that type of really explosive anger really fostered their anxiety in their adult life. And then in turn, you also have explosive anger or very temperamental behaviors. And even without the stressors of a child, you have a hard time emotionally checking that temper. So God forbid you put a child into the mix, that temper is going to be explosive, and then you are going to continue the cycle of explosive temper, trauma, yada, yada, yada. I am not saying that this is every single person that doesn't want to have kids, but I think it's a whole heck of a lot more than you realize. I believe personally, there's a very small group of people that don't want to have kids simply because they really like their life and they don't want to disrupt it, or they don't want to have that responsibility. I think there's a far more wide range of people that have extremely detailed and complex reasons why they do not want to have kids, and it is too much, and it's like trauma dumping and too long of like an emotionally complex conversation to actually give people when they say, why don't you want to have kids? They just go, oh, I like my life right now. It's just not in the cards for me. It's a blah, 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 blah. Trust me. Sound off. If you're one of these people, sound off. I just have a feeling some of those things I mentioned are some reasons I don't want to have kids. Some things are other things that people have mentioned why they don't want to have kids that I know, but just something to think about. It's a little bit deeper than you think.
The community is affecting us.
I'm not infected. I have papers to prove I'm not infected.
Yo, bro, mind you, no one wants to fucking have kids anymore. We live in like the one generation that fucking doesn't want to have children anymore. Mind you, our fucking, like, our code in our brains as humans is revolved around having kids as our most fucking important instinct to fucking have. That's why fucking SECHS even feels good, is because your mind wants you to feel good so that you do it and multiply. But the world is so fucked that no one wants to do that shit. That's insane, bro. Society is fucking doomed. Also, this is not a fucking pro-anti-feminist argument. I'm not fucking CK. And if you do want to have kids, then don't even fucking comment, bro. You already know that you do, so what the fuck?
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
There's absolutely nothing you can say to me that will make me feel guilty for choosing to be child-free. I don't care if you say I'm selfish. I don't care if you say it's my duty. I don't care. I just don't fucking care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And if someday I regret not having children, then I would rather regret not having children than regret having children.
As a 31-year-old with no kids, I'm gonna say I'm all right. Okay, I just got home from the gym. I'm eating a salad. I'm feeling good, and with everything going on in the world, there's not many moments like this where we can say we feel good, all right? But I'm just going to say, I think we're going to be all right, okay? If you got nobody's son stressing you out, okay? You got nobody just nagging. No kids asking you what's for dinner. I think we're going to be all right. And this is no shade to the parents because I love kids, but being a 31-year-old right now with no kids, I'm going to say that's ideal for me. Okay, so shout out to the parents doing the darn thing, but I'm going to sit over here, catch up on my shows, eat my salad, and relax.
I cannot stand videos like this, where we have women that are carrying water for the patriarchy, making a video that's saying, I cannot believe that people are trying to convince us that this is not what life is about. First of all, nobody is trying to convince women that you shouldn't have children. There just happens to be women that are on this app or in existence in this world that do not happen to want children and want other things in life, just the same way as there are some men that do not want to have children. It's actually people like you in the far right and patriarchal people who want to perpetuate this storyline, this lie, that the only thing that women can do is have children, that is just enough in this world. And I'm speaking to you as someone who was raised Catholic, was told from the day she could understand English that my job is to procreate for the Lord, and I did. I have a beautiful, intelligent, wonderful daughter, and I was a stay-home mom. And here's the thing, sweetie. When I hear other women say they don't want children, I totally get it. I totally understand. Because Capitalism is the real problem. Our government is the real problem because we don't even get maternity leave here in the United States of America. We don't have programs that are set up to help families and women, especially single mothers in this country. The truth is that it's people like you and the patriarchy and misogynistic men that are saying that, oh, you'll just be so happy if you only have children and you be a stay-at-home mom, and that should be enough for you. That should be enough for you. It's okay that it's not enough for some women. It's okay that women in general don't want to be a mother or don't want to be a wife. It is fine. It is okay. And I'm just going to assume, because it looks like you're someone who doesn't understand what true feminism is. Feminism is about choice. It's about the freedom. It's about equality. It's about, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, awesome, be a stay-at-home mom. If you want to be a boss babe, awesome, be a boss babe. We don't need to do this to each other. We don't need to be competitive with each other. We need to lift each other up and support each other for what we choose for ourselves, because guess what? We're individual people and we all want different things, and that's okay. All my love.
And nobody ever wants to be a kid anymore. Nobody wants to have that kid-like feeling. Nobody ever wants to have any sort of childhood whimsy be brought back in their life, and nobody ever wants anything to do with their inner child. People just want to cut water and they want a tax paper form in their hand, and that's it. Like, we all just can't eat Play-Dohs and glue sticks together. Is that not a thing? Because if I asked someone, hey, do you want to go to the park and play? I would be put in jail right now. And if I asked someone, hey, do you want to go swing on the swings for hours together? They would tell me I look like Billy Madison trying to go back to the 3rd grade. I swore we were just in elementary school together. Like, when did we get so old? And I'm the only person who ever thinks this way, apparently, because all I'm ever getting asked is, hey, did you get that Canvas assignment done that's due at midnight? Okay, but what about, do you want to go and outline each other on the sidewalk with sidewalk chalk? Never that. It's never that. It's always, hey, do you want to go pay taxes and go get a mortgage? Nobody ever wants to be a kid again, because I just want to go and roll down a hill. Does nobody else want to do that? I feel like I'm the only one that ever thinks this way. Does nobody else grieve their youth? Am I crazy?